Today we're going to show you how to take a dresser that's already got a paint finish on it and do a quick little project to give it an update. And we're sharing with you all 8 transfers that will be retired by Iron Orchid Designs.
First things first, we're going to use DIY Big Top. It gives us a nice satin finish to put the transfers on.
It's already been painted with DIY's White Swan. If you have a piece that's already finished and painted, or it's been sealed and waxed already, you could go ahead and skip this step and go straight to adding your transfer. I feel like these transfers are good for people that want to recreate a piece without having to start completely from the beginning. If you're just adding a transfer, you could do it in a matter of an afternoon. We're using the Wooster foam brushes to apply the Big Top. Makes it go on nice and smooth, doesn't leave brush strokes. We'll drop a link below if you need one. If you're interested in buying the paint, the Big Top, or the transfer that we're going to be using, you can pick that up at jamirayvintage.com. And later we're going to show you all the transfers that are retiring. So if you like any of those, make sure you hop onto our website before they are gone forever.
But seriously, they're going to be gone forever.
Forever. It's like the Disney vault when movies go in there. They're not coming out.
Well, the IOD sisters decided that they're just getting too many products in their lineup, and so every time they do a new release, they're going to eventually retire some things, and they're not necessarily things that don't sell well, they're just retiring some of the transfers and products.
So I first met the IOD sisters at the first DIY boot camp that I went to. When I met them, I was a little bit overwhelmed because I had a bunch of other stuff going on, and so I signed up to sell their products, but didn't really do anything with it for about a year.
Yeah, well, when we met them the next year at boot camp, they came to boot camp again when we did it in Tennessee. So because Jami had so many things going on, all this new stuff, she'd just gone to the first DIY boot camp a year earlier, and we had introduced those products onto our website. She hadn't really focused a lot on using the IOD stuff. And I was talking to the IOD sisters, and they showed me how to do some stamping. I got some one-on-one training from them, and I was hooked. I love stamping stuff.
I was probably on the other side of the yard, and I look over there, and there's Zeb. He's like stamping. He's like, Jami, this stuff is amazing. And then the IOD sisters are like, you want to buy some to take home so you have more product? I think we took home like, I don't know, 100 sets of stamps.
Yeah, they had a bunch extra that they just brought with them for people if they wanted to buy them at the market that we do at the end of the DIY boot camp. And they hadn't sold quite a few of them, so we were just scooping them up. I mean, we took a suitcase full of stamps home.
We had a suitcase, not just a suitcase of stamps, but you had to carry on a box of stamps. And then we got stuck in a secondary. You know, when you go through the little machines with your carry-ons, they're like, what's in this box? And they're like pulling out. I'm like, it's just stamps, people. Not any weapons of mass destruction, just craft supplies. That same year, Debbie took home IOD's paper clay.
Oh yeah, they stopped her for the paper clay.
Because it looks kind of like dynamite, like what you put dynamite in, I guess. And so they had to run it through like their mass spectrometer. All right, let me go a little bit about Big Top. The nice thing about Big Top is that it's self-leveling, solvent-free, all natural, and water-based. You can use it inside without worrying about having to wear a mask. And if you're chemically sensitive, it is a great alternative to traditional products. It also makes your piece water-resistant and durable. Okay, the next step is going to be adding transfers. We're using the Frond Botanical and...
I have the Entomology, etc.
We're just using bits and pieces from these. We actually used them originally when we did our live video showing the new release, and now we're using them again, showing the retiring of some older transfers.
All right, so we left the drawers in because some of this might overlap from the frame of the dresser and onto the drawers and things. We got the fronds here from the Fronds Botanical. We've used these before. It's going to be interesting to cut these out.
You can see that they have been a well-loved transfer. So we are going to try to use up every last piece of it because I don't know how much more rolling we can do. You have to be careful because you don't want this white piece to come off.
All right,
let's start with it. Let me cut these off.
Yeah, cut those off. Careful.
Okay, I want to put that big leaf on there first.
And I've got the backer off, so once you get the backer off, you're committed. And we're going to just take this over several drawers. And I'm going to press it on here, and she's also going to put a little bit of tape to kind of hold it in place as we move from drawer to drawer and surface to surface.
You should use painter's tape, but this is the cheap dollar store masking tape, so it's not super sticky. Is that good?
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
All right, now to start applying the transfer.
Every transfer comes with one of these awesome plastic sticks. We save them because you can use them for a myriad of other things like scraping stuff off.
We like to use them for cleaning mirrors.
Cleaning mirrors off, or if you have multiple people working on transfers, so stick with them. They used to have them and they were like wood and they would break, and these are so much better. So when you start to take your transfer off, it's probably best to just let one person do it. But you're going to work on one side, and you'll hear it start to crackle and release, and then you can start peeling back that transfer.
So it's gonna probably crack and break over this transition with the drawer, and that's okay because it's gonna look like it kind of rolled up in there.
So you can also cut it with the grid system and make it fit exactly, but I'm not that proficient. I don't have that kind of patience. So we just lay it on there, and then we'll usually use these little sticks to kind of crease it where it will break where the drawer ends. All right, so back to Sally and Josie. Sally and Josie are sisters, if you guys don't know it. They're the owners and creators of Iron Orchid Design. They actually have a family business. Josie's husband works for them. His name is Aaron. You don't get to see him very often, but I actually have seen him, do a little stamping in his day. And he kind of handles the back end things. My niece Caitlin talks to him a lot. And then Sally's husband is actually a pastor for a church, which is kind of fun. And they both have like 1,000,002 children.
1,000,002. I don't think they have that many.
Well, I actually don't know exactly how many they all have.
They've told me before,
like
but
5 or
I've
6
forgotten.
each.
Yeah.
So we always feel we're at home with them because we also have a lot of children. They live in California, and we're always saying we're going to go visit them, but we never quite find the time.
We haven't made it to their house yet. But you know what? They haven't made it out to Utah either. We're both at fault. I think we should have just left it with the one fern on there done. It would have been good.
Whatever.
Just kind of floating up here.
One random fern.
So when you're done getting your transfer on, you want to burnish. We just use a paper towel. You could use a lint-free rag and just kind of lightly go over it. This is before you seal the transfer on, and that's going to get any air pockets out of there and make sure that it's adhered really nicely. All right, so to keep with your asymmetrical theme, we should probably do the larger one here. You got the smaller frond over there.
Well, asymmetrical means it's coming down.
Yeah.
I guess that is coming down that way too, yeah?
Yeah,
And
we're
it's still
definitely
balanced.
heavier on this side.
Okay, yep. I'm committed now, so.
You put it on. You're doing it.
It's one way to make a decision, just put it on and then you have to live with it, whatever it is.
It's fun to layer them because it makes it look kind of like an organic wilderness scene we got going on here.
All right, so next I'm layering in the first butterfly. I like to put all my butterflies at different angles because butterflies usually aren't straight. I feel like the butterflies and these fronds really play well together.
So yeah, the bird in the corner looks good right there, like it's hanging off a branch from a tree.
Well, we need like a little bit more branch.
You need more branch? I've got root that we can make look like branch.
That works.
We're gonna steal some of this root and make it look like a branch. It's a thin branch.
Here we go.
You gotta hide that little one up in there.
Just a little one. I don't know if I want to add another bird.
I think the bird is fine. What do you think about that
I
angle
think the
there?
bird's too, like, I don't know. I'm not ready for this bird.
You're not ready for the bird yet?
Not ready for it.
Well, I committed to this butterfly, so.
Where did you want to put this one?
That one there.
Do we want to come off with some more butterflies this way?
Yeah,
Or
we could have them coming up the middle.
I don't know.
Oh, they're chasing each other.
They're butterfly friends.
So we've made a mess, but I think we're gonna call it right here and get some knobs on that. Now that the transfer's on here, we're gonna go back over the entire piece with Big Top, giving it a second coat. The transfers will stick on there pretty well, but until you seal them, you can't really scrub the piece. You wouldn't wanna wash it, maybe like a light dusting would be okay, but you wanna seal them if you're gonna have to clean a piece at all. So when you seal transfers, you want to use something that doesn't have harsh chemicals. The DIY Big Top is water-based, and it's going to be real gentle on this transfer, so we won't get any peeling later down the road.
I went with a classic clear knob from Hobby Lobby because I wanted to show off the transfers and I didn't want to compete with them. So we've got this knob on the bottom drawer, and then I went with teardrops on the top drawer.
Coat of paint and some IOD decor transfers. It's a pretty quick, simple way to make a kind of plain dresser really pop out and stand out in the crowd.
Special thanks to the IOD sisters for coming up with amazing products. They never cease to amaze me with their creativity, their beauty, and their ease of use. Stick around at the end of this video so you can catch the 8 transfers being retired. If you'd like to purchase any or the products used today, make sure you hit up JamiRayVintage.com. The retired transfers are only while supplies last. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.